support over Libya. So is America getting cold feet? I'm joined now live from Washington by the former Democratic presidential candidate Dennis Kucinich. The congressman has been emphatically critical of the Obama administration's involvement in what he says may turn out to be a graveyard in Libya. Congressman, thank you very much indeed for getting up so early in the morning to join us. It's much appreciated. Can you explain to us what your worries are about America's involvement and NATO's involvement in Libya at the moment?
Well, first of all, in our own country, the President went beyond the Constitution, beyond what's known as the War Powers Act, and the U.S. has even exceeded the mandate of the United Nations by not just going after Gaddafi's troops on the ground, but providing cover for the rebels. Now, with respect to NATO, it has to be kept in mind that the United States pays 25% of NATO's bills. The UK, by the way, pays 9.1%. Maybe it's a war on a discount, but it's still a bad deal, because what we have here is the physics for a stalemate. Gaddafi's not going to be usurped, but if they make an effort to do it and drive him out, we're actually looking at a bloodbath. And the stage is being set for either a stalemate or a bloodbath. And I think that when you consider what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan, when you consider the impact this has on domestic budgets, not just in the United States, but I'm sure in the UK as well, you have to start asking questions. What in the world is this all about?
So are you clear that the West is intervening on one side, is trying to achieve regime change, and is therefore going clearly beyond the United Nations authority it's working under?
Yes, and I would call attention to an interview that I studied very carefully that you did with the Foreign Secretary some time ago, where he said, where does all this thinking about humanitarian intervention end up? What makes us humanitarians if we intervene in Libya, and then the war expands and there's civilian casualties, which is already occurring, and there's no intervention in Cote d'Ivoire, in Syria, in Yemen, where there's also a number of civilian casualties. This idea of humanitarian intervention is an oxymoron, and it's sooner or later going to prove to us that interventionism just doesn't work. And we are now in a threshold in the 21st century of either expanding war as some kind of a principle, which really is a pronunciation of the failure of diplomacy and politics, or of trying to see if there is a way to achieve a rapprochement, in particular with the Arab and Muslim world. Unfortunately, we keep taking the wrong direction.
Very interesting. Congressman, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you.
And now I'm joined from County Durham by the Foreign Secretary, William Hague, who will have been listening to that. Foreign Secretary,